Thank you very much. I'm assigned to give the true example to prove all our esteemed colleagues. They have given the very high-end guidelines and how they come to the real cases. This is a real case in Japan, and they have put over 100,000 patents into the AI machine. It's an inkjet. No, I don't want this. Yes, I want, because this is a touch screen, so I can just point out. If you have a key technology on inkjet printing, but it's no longer the major trendy fashion for printing, what can you do to serve your company's business? And then they use this AI machine with this data mining for over 100,000 patents. They found out they could use it for printing paintings, medicines, biscuits, coffee. You see the beautiful charts. And then also they can apply to high-end medicines, also semiconductor. But if you are a CEO, what is your direction? You have limited resources. So they use data mining further, find out where are the potential cooperation, company to be acquired, technology to be acquired, and then further going to the due diligence. In old days, if it's done by human, and it's extremely expensive, and we worry about whether the information is based on the evidence. Why I'm saying so, because I was in Singapore 2 days ago, and I'm going again to Singapore IP office because they found all this information. I think everybody heard about the news. Avango acquired LSI Broadcom, then become the leading chip design company, surpassed MediaTek. MediaTek is a Taiwanese company. I'm from Taiwan. But I'm also a consultant for intellectual discovery in Korea. The CEO told me we already acquired the top-class patent from LSI and Broadcom. So if you don't have the evidence base and correct information, even you have a lot of future development, you may not get in the cutting edges. And the second case I want to show you, iRobot sue a lot of companies through ITC. There's at least one case already settled. There's a Taiwanese company. They spent $3 million on litigation. They purchased patents from ITRI. But my first-year student, undergrad student, we run the data analysis. We quickly found out they can easily use Panasonic, Phonak, Samsung patent, the third-party patent, to invalidate iRobot patent. So why should they spend that much money on litigation and buy additional patents? And why we emphasize those emerging technology, AI, blockchain, smart contract, predicting analysis? Because they give you a second thought or the third opinion or maybe neutral opinion before you make any decisions. The older cases before these modern technology have been involved, I think the senior fellow here may have the Transmeta. They have wonderful technology, beautiful patent portfolio. They even can defeat Intel with a huge amount of damage award. But American government forbidden them to sell their technology and services to China company. Eventually, they were acquired by mobile phone. I asked my student, we run the analysis for these 10 patents. We find out even they could not sell the product to China company, they could sue more companies. It's not only Intel. They can sue AMD, they can sue Samsung, they can sue Digital Equipment, they can sue IBM, they can sue LG. At least I'm quite sure Samsung will be happy to pay the licensing fee, the royalty, because they no longer so keen on litigation. But if it's LG, they definitely will fight till the end. And the big data analysis, they could quickly give you the potential infringer licensor with opportunity to be success. So now law firm company, they hiring data analysts to support patent attorneys and also the lawyers. We only go for the prior search, claim analysis, prosecution data file. Now we can automatically download one click, and they would only charge you by the volume, the data size, how much you downloaded, much less expensive compared with the old days. Even the images, you can easily just drag in the photo into the system. They quickly identify your potential infringer licensor or help you to design the run. Of course, you may ask me, with their analysis, their algorithm correct? We have many booths outside. They have different technology, different analysis tools. You can compare all kinds of analysis. But I would like to share this system. It's easily, you can, with modern technology, IoT's predicting analysis, you can easily find out pattern quality, pattern value, all this information, and you can have all kinds of tools before you making decision. So the senior fellow in the company, they have their industry experience, their connections, their domain knowledge. They will help the AI to make the best direction for the company. My students, we did a lot of service for Taiwanese company, Korean company, Japanese company, and so companies in China. We help them to quickly grading their patent portfolio by quality values, and also help them to have the list quickly run through their potential infringer or licensor. This is the why we use. We would like to have IoT. Why? Because if you look at the case, they have beautiful patent portfolio, but when we go to the value, it's an academic institution. They won't have tons of manpower to run through the Class B, Class C, Class D patents. And the service fee for the trading licensing is very expensive. But if online automation, smart contract, they could greatly cost down and easily to find out the opportunities. For Japanese company, they have another issue because they have huge amount of patents. They have to abandon tons of patents every year. So before they abandon the patent, we quickly help them to put it online, finding potential infringers. We have done all Japanese leading companies, from Fuji to Toshiba. They abandon patent from 25% to 60%. It's not a shame to abandon a patent because you need to keep close focus on the core competencies. So, only 2% of patents on the market already generated 180 billion. Only 5% of the services, patents on the service and product. Therefore, I think AI, automation, smart contract, blockchain, they help to ease our job. For example, the keyword, you heard about the experts, they talking about the semantic search, whatever. I want to show you what is it. For example, if you are not a biochemist, you want to search certain field in the protein. You type in protein, they will give you the options, guide you one step by one step to figure out what you really want. And they cover all languages, major languages, of course, Korean, Japanese, Chinese, English, yes. They also ease the barrier for the technology. For example, for AI, you may choose Ethereum, Bitcoin, encrypted, currency encrypted. But for this distributed ledger, unless you have been in this field, difficult for me. But AI will help. AI also help for the companies. May have tons of affiliations. For example, Sony, if you do a patent trading acquisition, you don't want to mix any patents in their additional affiliations. For example, Sony have over 500 affiliations. They will help you to identify that. And why blockchain? Because blockchain, they help you to improve the correctness of ownership, validity. And if you register on the blockchain supported patent portfolio, I have been helping in promoting this service to many patent offices in Asia because the technology now is free. We help them how to use blockchain for their approval and annual fee process because it's not only it's already online. So you see the blockchain system already online. Decentralized is the key point. Good for patent owner, good for patent office, because patent owner now have more money saving from the agencies all over the world, so they can afford to maintain more patents. Another good thing for blockchain, they tokenize your patent, making an equitable asset, easy for people outside IP profession to invest this industry. So I will believe now in a very long future, patent could be easily invest like the real estate or like the house, the land, and it could be easily run by Airbnb. And you can have your pattern enhanced by the platform. You may also participate the decision maker. You can choose different business modules through smart contract. And also you can have your own opinion. For example, I just give the example, not the patent case, but the Airbnb case. If you are a house owner, you may want to rent. You may not want an Asian or a person have a dog or have a girlfriend have a party in the house. So this kind of an individual smart contract. And because the time limitation, I will quickly give you an example. It's particularly, I think, meaningful for SAP because the SAP, the patent, often being transactioned for many times. Ownership, opaque, stakes high, and the royalty program complicated, like the DVD. You have so many patent alliance choice. How can you make a decision for the best benefit of your company? And the technology, even for the patent owner, same technology may apply to different service products. Then the royalty program complicated. For the patent alliance it's long process. That's why it's expensive. But with the data infrastructure, they will certainly ease the process, make the information more correct. It's fair to the owner, fair to the people manage the patent alliance patent pool, also good for the users. We just have one more example. I mentioned about a tokenized patent monetization. The process can be patent owner transfer ownership to selected as special purpose vehicle. And the special purpose vehicle, they could sell the licensing program to licensing to potential licensee and also collect the royalties. And they can use the token exchange, easy for investment. And the smart contracts certainly help the process. And the platform, they analyze running the report, collecting payments, running royalty administration, validity analysis, essentiality, quality value, whatever. Is the system correct? The analysis trustworthy? And my students, we run over 200 cases. Just for example, last year, April, Vertex sued Apple and 4 patents. They win over 500 million US. So we analyze this through 2 systems. One is developed by Foxconn IP Group. So you see they have the quality and value using a grading system. But we use another AI system to further analyze the claim. You can go into individual claim, also the claim elements. The lower score, that means originality is higher. They compare with the patent and non-patent literatures. Very powerful and very interesting. So it fits the ruling from the court. This is another case. Professor Rothschild used 2 patent family. They sued the leading 4 LED company. They all settled $1 million. Then after the leading 4 company, Cree Philip, Osram, and Nijong, they've settled. They sued the whole supply chain and win over $50 million. And the patent was finally invented by Professor Gollard's friend. It's Professor E.P. Zhou. This is the founder. They invented this system. And I used the second system further analyze the claim. So you see why those over 50 companies, they pay the royalty, because you see the claim 1, for example, this patent is 0. That means you can't find any literature, any patent to invalidate it. You have to pay. No matter the quality is good or bad, you have to pay. And the other patent is a little bit weaker, 40% grading, so it was invalidated. So that's good. And we have to, AI have to be feeding different areas of technology. So we try smart vehicle. For the litigation process, you can review by yourself. But the pace, they use 3 patents, sue a lot of companies, the leading companies. And these 3 patents, we have analyzed when compare the quality value through two systems, but I want to particularly focus on this one. If a patent has over 300 claims, AI helps the pros. And during the fourth industry era, 3D printing, famous case, elegance to clear correct. If you email a software from Pakistan to US, can ITC have the jurisdiction? But ITC filed a ruling and they filed a complaint to CFC. Of course, it was reversed, but clear shared a stock option to their attorney, invalid a lot of the elegant patent. I just want to show you. We don't often see the patent with A quality, but the value is D. Originality is high, but they didn't pay the fee. If you have the system inside, you will not forget to pay the fee. You will find a potential investor to pay or to make money by your patent. For the company, they sometimes afraid if they sold a wrong patent outside. For example, Canon, they have over 500,000 patents. They never sell any patent outside, but gradually convinced by me because they don't want their patent. For example, this is Hyundai's patent. After a few transactions, it was fall into the hand of a troll and sue 50 companies. So what I would like to say is the current progress, AI, big data analysis, automation, privacy, become the big issues. Ownership of the patent, well, debatable. A lot of work have been taken by the current technology. What can we do? But can a crowd-based firm protect the client? Can the virtual lawyer ethically present a claim? Can all experience to be coded by the machine? And can machine learning beat us? So look forward to your comment and feedback. Thank you very much.